Kelly Casper made her initial appearance on false imprisonment charges related to searches of students for vaping devices. Casper was charged with 6 counts of false imprisonment for the January searches at the high school. In a 7-page motion, Casper's attorney insists the criminal complaint does not support the law's requirements for the charges. The motion also mentions that the students did not object. She's currently on paid administrative leave. Now, some of the victims and their families were also in court.
And some of them had some emotional testimony. The superintendent's attorney is defending her work in the community. Fox 11's Charlie Rabeski has balanced news coverage.
Raelene Helminger is the parent of one of the students who Suring School Superintendent Kelly Casper allegedly illegally confined.
Psychological and emotional damage that this woman has done to these children is unspeakable.
Casper appeared in court for the first time after the state found she lacked legal authority to confine students in a small restroom in the school complex where she searched them for vaping devices. But Casper wants the charges dismissed. Her attorney says Casper has been a dedicated public servant for her entire career.
She was a high school science teacher. She was the chair of that department at Pulaski in the Pulaski School District for 7 years, along with being a cross-country and track coach. She was the high school and middle school principal in the Coleman School District for 12 years. She was an elementary principal in that same school district. And she's been the superintendent of the Suring Public School District for 8 years. So it would be hard to envision someone having stronger ties to the community.
A victim impact statement was also read to the court.
What she has done to hurt me made me uncomfortable, and I feel that my PTSD has gotten even worse. It has been harder to be around people, and I don't even want to be touched anymore. I'm scared to go to the bathroom without them thinking I'm going to do something wrong.
The court set a $5,000 signature bond, and Casper is due back in court in April.
The Menominee Tribe is taking steps to combat drug addiction in the community.
Tribal leaders say there were around 70 overdoses on the reservation in just the last 3 months. Fox 11's Charlie Rabeski has our report.
Menominee tribal legislator Myrna Warrington knows what it's like to lose someone to drugs.
I lost a daughter to drugs. I lost a grandson to drugs. I wish I knew 9 years ago what I know now. They would still be here with me. This is what I'm trying to prevent with our other families in our community, is to stop the deaths so people don't have to have this pain, this loneliness, guilt.
Tribal leaders from across the state are working to help combat this problem. The Menominee Tribe says it had about 4 drug-related deaths this year. Heroin, meth, and fentanyl are all causes for concern. The tribe hopes to address some of these concerns at a community meeting at the casino on Saturday.
We're not going to go in with an agenda. We want to go in, we want to listen to our community members, we want to listen to our community, and then utilizing what we learn and what we gather, then we start putting a plan together.
Tribal leaders also recently updated the tribe's drug ordinance. If someone is caught selling drugs on the reservation and they're charged and sentenced, they could be banished from the reservation for an extended period of time or for life.
Hopefully these dealers will see what's going on and maybe we can get this totally off the reservation and protect our families. It's a prayer we do every morning, is to protect our families from this type of thing, alcohol and drugs.
Tribal leaders say the way to fight this is education, educating the community on the consequences of doing drugs.
The Sioux Locks on Lake Superior open at midnight tonight, signaling the official start.
And a lot of those large vessels are getting ready to head out onto the water, including the winter fleet in Sturgeon Bay. Always fun to see those big ships on the water. Fox 11's Eric Peterson has our story.
With a determined puff of white smoke, the tugboat Jimmy L is hard at work, helping push the 700-foot-long barge Maumee into place. This part of the winter fleet at Fincanterre Bay Shipbuilding in Sturgeon Bay is on the move.
2 really big times of the year for the shipping industry here, in at least for the fans of the shipping industry in northeast Wisconsin, and that is when they lay up in the winter and then spring breakout. And we are seeing spring breakout start.
Door County Maritime Museum Executive Director Kevin Osgood says the ships arrived a few months ago and are at the shipyard for maintenance and repairs.
They are in competition with each other, and this is where it shows. You know, the shipping companies want to be the last ones in when it comes time to lay up for the winter, and they want to be the first ones out in the spring because there's money to be made. The amount of shipping and the movement of goods that happens on the Great Lakes is critical to our entire nation's economy.
Freighter watching has become a popular pastime too. Craig Van Zant tracks the ships on his smartphone.
Yeah, and you click on it, and it'll show you a picture of it and what the boat is.
He says seeing the big boats at the dock is a bonus.
I spend most of the summers out on the water. We have a couple boats, so it's fun to come down here and see these huge ships where you normally won't get a close-up view of them in the summer because they're way out in the lake, but it's fun to watch them go in and out.